Thank you, Mario.
Buongiorno Davide, buon pomeriggio Federico. Quindi Davide Dalamazzini, Business Development di FlyingBasket, Federico Bus, Operation Engineer di FlyingBasket. Chiedo alla regia di far partire il video, la clip.
Okay, so...
Allora, do you want to skip to English?
Yeah,
Okay.
that will be great.
So I think we can start understanding what's your business. What are you doing right now in the field of drones?
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see here, we are going to show you some of the use case that we work for. We work for different industries, telecom, as we will talk about later, but also energy, in which with our cargo drones that can lift up to 100 kilograms. What we do is supporting the operations on infrastructures. It can be power lines, it can be also wind turbines, and then also mountain shelter delivery, always about logistics. That's actually where we started with our company. And then we moved also to the logistics inside of the city. And also forestry is another sector in which we are very active right now. So as you can see here, these are the three different lines of business that we have. The first one and most important one is the one for drone as a service. So what we do is actually providing to our customers a full solution when we take care of obviously providing pilots, our cargo drones, taking the authorization. So basically we just leave the benefits to our customers. We are also a manufacturer, and our cargo drone, the FB3, has been developed by us and is produced at our offices in Bolzano. And right now we are also getting into the sales. Furthermore, we also have an academy that we developed to train the pilots. So
I ask you to maybe to switch to Federico to describe a little bit about this first use case that we are going to see. So I think this is the case of a mounting of an antenna. So maybe Federico, could you help us go through that?
Yeah, sure. So mounting of an antenna, actually where the antenna, it's a 4 or 5G antenna that it's heavy, 60, 70 kilos of payload. It's possible with the FB3 drone, and it's a more, say, eco-friendly solution, and also a bit more agile than, for example, having to build a crane that it can close traffic for a day or two for the operation. So our solution is, let's say, we arrive with the truck, we deploy the drone, and in 10 minutes you get the payload on the 15th floor of a roof, for example. Next stage would be to actually mount directly an antenna on top of a mast, for example, a telecommunication mast. We are working for that.
And how was the process to experimenting to that, like to expand the capabilities of doing this kind of use case?
Well, of course, as Davide was saying, the high availability service is one of the products that we offer, meaning that with our customers, we provide end-to-end solutions to them, so simplifying for non-aviation industries to benefit from the service. This also offers us the possibility to test and to get better in the real life scenario, and so just by developing this partnership with the clients that need our support, and we can make life easier for them.
I would like to go back because we are seeing many images of your main platform, the FB3. So maybe Davide, can you describe a little bit about the capabilities of the platform, some technical specs?
Okay, so yes, sure. Just a little thing. What you're seeing is actually the first phase of our demonstration phase that we did with our client, with which we started this relationship, kind of I would say a partnership that is definitely very useful to develop this kind of use case that have never been actually executed before. So what you can see here is a first demonstration that we did. This was moving radio equipment, antenna as well, from one valley to the other. And this is actually where this journey started. And as you will see later, what we did was actually starting from, I would say, an easier context in rural areas, sparsely populated, to then move, as we will see now, to other types of scenario. So here, with another actually customer, we tried a different type of operation. Here, it was about trying to actually fix the antenna on the mast with the support of a technician. But later we will also see now how we are developing it. Going back to the capabilities of the drone. The drone itself weighs 70 kilograms, and on top of that, it can lift up to 100 kilograms. So we're talking about a maximum mass at takeoff of 170 kilograms. The drone itself is alimented with batteries, Li-ion batteries. We have 4 modular battery packs, and with those we can fly for, let's say, from 7 minutes if we are at full payload to 30 minutes. Then we have this time to just change the batteries, which is about 2-3 minutes, and then we can get operative again. This flight, very interesting. It's where actually then we started to go into the industrial environment. So not just from the rural, but changing type of scenario with different complexities. And here we moved about 1,100 kilograms in 16 flights by dividing the payload. And yeah, this was quite a constrict space where to operate. We had obviously to take mitigations of risks, but maybe for that we can also ask a little bit more Federico for some details about it.
Yes, I was actually going to ask to Federico how to deal with the big problem of having, you know, a very heavy object with a tether, very long tether attached to the drone. So how can you control and mitigate the rebounds, for example, of the drone, of the rope that has, you know, not a constant tension, so it can have different problems with different windy condition and so on.
Yes. Okay. The tether actually, it's the length. It's optimized to avoid these, let's say, oscillations in frequency. So the autopilot, when it's automatically, let's say, dampening the oscillations of the cargo, and the tether can be between 18 meters long and 50 meters long. Depending on the operation, on the scenario. So when you don't need really a long tether, for example, you just have to lift something from a parking lot to the last floor of a building, then you just need a short rope. But sometimes, for example, my colleague mentioned the forestry application, in which you have to precisely place a payload, for example, some machining for the forestry applications in spaces, small places among very tall trees, for example, 30 meters trees. Then you need a 50 meters sling so that you can position the payload in the place between the trees and then just release. Of course, first the payload touches the ground, so the tension is released, and then we have a remotely controlled hook that it's activated by the pilot, and we deliver the cargo without the need of landing.
So as we saw, the 3 businesses of FlyingBasket, one is the platform development, the other one is the service development. I would like to ask to Davide the third pillar, so the academy that goes to the same direction that we are in part seeing with the Bari Urban Drone Range, so having a field, a place, a location to experiment. Also, you want to have some capability to, let's say, train new pilots, new people, new figure, and develop competence. This is a very important topic, and I want to have your take on that.
Yeah, sure. So that's actually the reason why we decided to open FB Academy. We started just by helping to actually obtain the A1, A3 certificate, and then now we developed an offer that actually goes up to the STS, ITSTS 0102, and now we are also offering the drone logistic training. So what we do is actually providing training that is done on the FB3. This is actually because what we want to do with the FB Academy, apart from obviously enabling people to pilot drone, is also to find that talent that then we could use ourselves. Obviously, today we have an internal operational team. We are developing it, and this is a really good way for us to find new components for it. And we have different testing facilities in our area in Südtirol. So we have the possibility to test also in, I would say, different type of scenarios and missions that could be executed.
So a company that is developing very, very fast, very, very well. So I would like to thank you both, Davide and Federico, for your testimony. Thank you very much. Please
Thank you, Mario.
give them a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So please.